Hey folks, I'm Modelers. Today I'm back for another chapter on the USS Momsen DDG-92 from Hobbyboss at 1/700 scale. So this will be part 5, and this is also the completion of the kit. So let me just bring you the completed ship, and also let me just do a better background so we can take a quick close look at the ship. So this is the overall completed ship, and okay, so I will, before I update you on the ship, let me do this part first, which is the helicopters, because later on I will take them out from the ship. So basically the helicopters was not so nice. In fact, the fuselage is one piece, and the core and cavity of the mold, I think they were not aligned. So in fact the fuselage was not symmetrical, so there was a lot of filings that had to be done, and I think some of the shape ran out, after some filings. So this is how it looks like. It is not a very good looking 700 scale, and decal was only provided for one helicopter. So the other helicopter does not have any decals, and also only one blade is folded and the other one is open. So this is the other one. So I think this is the best it would probably look. Okay, so let's get the helicopters out of the way and get into the ship. So this is the entire ship, and since my last update 2 weeks ago, I have attached the two big superstructures here, this and this one. And when I did that, there was some seam lines here, quite big, so I had to put in some stretch sprues on here and here, and then sand it up, paint it back. So I think you can see some of the newly painted areas here, and same goes for the other side. So I tried to cover it up with lots of weathering. So besides that, all the PEs have been added, and these PEs were provided from the kit, and of course I tried to put them everywhere possible, but of course there were not enough, and I think there should be railings here, and in fact most of the places will have railings, and also on this deck here. But since there's not enough, and this is a 700 scale kit anyway, so I have skipped those railings. I have only put them on the major parts, the superstructure parts. Okay, so I do have the phalanx platform attached. So this one has been modified. I have cut them almost at about half the length to lower it, and did some filing on this area here to get it more tapered. The original was like much higher, So I do have a phalanx there, and then I have corrected the this area where the decal is supposed to go. So I have used the numbers from the decal, and also for this kit I have put up one antenna here, because I have seen that in the some photos. But for the kit, they will not tell you to put an antenna over there. So there are these nettings. I have actually folded them. And yeah, so for this area here, I have left it open because that piece that was provided is not really like it's actually like a net kind of piece, and I believe it's not supposed to be a net. It's like a door. So this is like a piece of net here, and based on this photo here, I think you can see that these are more like those sliding doors. So I did not use that piece, and I also, yeah, because I wanted to leave it open to show this thing inside here. Okay, so additional things which I've done, I did add some photo edge beams on this thing here. So I don't really know what this thing is, but there are beams supporting it. And then other additional things would be, oh yes, this I put up some feed horns on the dish antenna. Otherwise, the plastic part is just the dish. So I use some photo edge parts, bend them, and stick it there to make it look like a feed horn. And same goes for this antenna over here in the front. And I did riggings mostly on these two masts over here. I'm sure there are a lot of other riggings, but I didn't do that. And there's one rigging here for the flag. Yeah, that one is a plastic stretch sprue, and these were rigging lines. So I think that is about it. And okay, one more thing. Basically, this anchor here, this kind of anchor is very difficult to glue. So I have added I put in a brass tube. I drilled through this anchor and drilled through on the hull, so I can just touch them like that so it doesn't fall off. Because these anchors are always they tend to fall off because I think the surface, the glue area is just too small. So there's another anchor here. This one I've painted in gold. I think I've seen it in the photos. Yeah, it looks very yellowish kind of gold. Yeah, so I think that's about it for this, the things which I've done. So now, yeah, the kit is completed. And for the stand, I have done this, basically painted it in black. Okay, so this name here is actually cut out from the color call out. It was actually here. So I have cut out the name from here and just stick it on the nameplate, the stand. because I think it's too difficult for me to paint all these wordings. And I have put the emblem on both sides as suggested by Christopher, because I was wondering where this would go on the ship, and I guess it makes sense, you know, to go on the stand. I don't think it goes on the hull of the ship. Okay, so yeah, so that is done. And for this kit, there are a lot of extra parts left over. And in fact, if I leave all these parts out, I think the kit is only about 100 pieces of parts instead of 150. So these are probably for the Flight 1 or Flight 2 versions. So these will all, you know, end up to become spare parts. There are some more extra dome antennas over here. Okay, so now let's move on to the size comparison part. So today I have the Gerald R. Ford for size comparison, since they are both newer ships. So instead of comparing with the Nimitz, USS Nimitz, thought I compare this Aleberg to Gerald R. Ford. So yeah, so size wise it would be about this. So the USS Momsen will look really small compared to the Gerald R. Ford. Looking from the front. And on the side here. Of course, the if both were at water level, probably this USS Momsen should be slightly higher, because the Gerald R. Ford's bottom hull is much higher, maybe about until here. Yeah, so this would be the size comparison, comparing these both ships. Okay, so that's all for the completion of the USS Momsen DDG-92. And for this kit, the verdict, I thought it was going to be a simple build, but yeah, it did end up to be a very difficult build. I think 1700 should be even more difficult than 1350 due to the smaller part size and you know, everything's smaller. Of course, painting will be easier, less paint will be used, but yeah, to build it, I think it's 700 scale is quite challenging. So after back-to-back 3 1700 scale ships, I think my eyes are pretty strained up. So I'm gonna be doing something with bigger parts, I hope, after this. So after this, I will come back with a one kit review, and then yeah, it's not gonna be a ship. So stay tuned for that. And I hope you like this video, and as always, happy modeling, and cheers for now. Goodbye.